Well, Governor Kevin Stitt is suing legislative leaders following veto overrides on tribal compacts. Political experts here in our state are sharing their views and are breaking down what this means.
And welcome back. You know, there used to be an old joke when Democrats ran things in Oklahoma about how do Democrats form a firing squad. It was like they stand in a circle. All right, that was the old days. But what just happened this week has people saying that joke again, right? The pro tem, the speaker being sued by the governor. Break it all down for us.
Yeah, so here's what happened. All this is over a very small issue. A one-year extension of our tribal compacts we have with our tribal partners. A one-year extension to give the tribes and the governor time to work together. The legislature very overwhelmingly gave that extension. Instead of spending time working on this, Governor Stitt decided to sue the legislature. That's his right. We've sued the governor twice. We've won twice. Governor Stitt's going to lose this lawsuit. But here's the important part here. As an elected official, this is a waste of our time. What we need to be talking about is tax reform for real Oklahomans. How can we do tax cuts? How can we fund mental health? How can we fund mental health? How can we fund our law enforcement? Go get an agreement. This is a distraction. I'm ready to move on and do what's best for the citizens.
Democrats watching from afar are saying, well, tell us what Democrats are thinking.
Yeah, well, you all watching the show, if you watched the earlier segment when we had the question about President Trump, heard me vehemently disagree with my colleague. Well, you're going to hear me completely agree with him on this. We absolutely should be putting our focus on how do we make sure that Oklahomans are getting the best value for their dollar that they pay in for tax dollars, whether or not we need tax reform. Education, school's about to start. There's so many other issues that we should be focusing on instead of dealing with yet another lawsuit from the executive branch that this time deals with the legislature. Look, I've said it on this show. I'll say it before. I know some of my colleagues agree with me on this. This is what happens when you have this big of a supermajority. It is an unhealthy way of doing politics. We need more elected Democrats so that we can have a better overall dialogue and move things forward.
Okay, it's very interesting. Now, I heard this week that the governor is going to be sending troops to the border. Well, it's almost football season. We should stop Texans from, wait, not that border. This is Oklahoma troops going to the border of Texas and Mexico. Your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts on this are not dissimilar to what I said earlier in the show. I have 100% respect for the men and women in Oklahoma that wear the uniform, and in this case, our National Guard men and women that wear the uniform. But the fact that we've deployed troops to the border in Texas, and let me tell you this, they can't do anything at the border. They're not allowed to engage. They're not allowed to lift a finger to do anything. They're there merely just to watch and then call authorities that work on the border. This is a political stunt, and it's an abuse of our men and women in military. They need to be focused on the mission at hand, and there is plenty of mission on hand that need to keep us safe from enemies abroad, not enemies inside the United States.
We could have agreed on troops of the Red River, right? But not this one. Not everybody agrees with this. Your thoughts?
I think this absolutely shows the horrific failure of the Biden administration in Washington, D.C. That Governor Abbott in Texas, and now, by the way, 50 Oklahoma Guard troops that volunteered, that agreed to go down and support our friends in Texas. It is a horrific failure of epic proportions by the national government to not give us border security. Let's go through the whole thing. We need border security, and we need a path to citizenship. The federal government is failing us. And I'm proud of what I disagree with him on the lawsuit. I'm proud of what Governor Stitt did here, but I am more frustrated with our federal government and the massive failure that they have, and now the states have to kick in. We need secure borders. We need a path to citizenship.
The immigration story is the story that never stops. It just keeps going. Well, thank you both for being here this morning, and thanks for watching Your Vote Counts. See this again on your app, on the website /Your Vote Counts, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook @Mitchell Talks.